You probably have not seen this on the news because mainstream media is too busy vilifying black, brown, indigenous people, but this took place at Northland shopping center. We can see a group of white masked men standing outside of a shopping center with a cis banner call for the racial and eradication of black people in this country. Let that sink in. In 2025, a group of men can go outside of a shopping center.
We've come to the scene of the crime. Because guys, I need to validate if this happened or not. And there's only one way to find out, guys. Go to the scene of the crime itself.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again, welcoming you back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you my lovelies are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I appreciate all of you on here that keep supporting me, generous souls that give me super thanks and super chats for what I do on here, Bambi. Thank you so very much. God bless you for me. Yes, and of course a big shout out to my members. God bless you for me as well so very much for supporting exclusively. It is another thing for people to subscribe, and it is another thing for someone to be like, man, I really appreciate what this young woman is doing out here. Yes, so for real, I just wanting to take out my time and I appreciate you, like, seriously. But yes, as usual, we have another interesting episode in here that we have something that has not been trending and that has not been really given attention on the internet, and I feel like it really needs to be out there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the masked palm-colored people in Australia calling out for getting rid of the melanated people. Instead of banning machetes, they should ban melanated people. Man, I watched this with my mouth open, like like I could not believe what I was looking at. But at the same time, this is not news. Yeah, those of you that know the history of Australia, you know how literally, and the amount of love these people have for Donald Trump, especially middle-aged, Australian and older people. Hey, it will shock you. I found this video. These people literally went to a very public place and they said what they were saying. They were chanting these things. And of course, I got reactions from Australians, black or melanated Australians, that are saying something about this. We'll watch the reactions and come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, like the video, spread it. YouTube, this is strictly for information and educational purposes.
You probably have not seen this on the news because mainstream media is too busy vilifying black, brown, indigenous people, but this took place at Northland shopping center. We can see a group of white masked men standing outside of a shopping center with a cis banner call for the racial exclusion and eradication of black people in this country. Let that sink in. In 2025, a group of men can go outside of a shopping center, publicly hold a racist slogan. There was no police inside, no media coverage, outrage, absolutely nothing, especially from the same media that loves to criminalize black, indigenous, and POCs. And we all know if this was a group of non-white people, there would have been arrests, helicopters, police presence. It's a group of white men inciting church. No one. Silence. This is what systemic racism is. It's disgusting that this is happening within this country.
Have a fun go at this. Australia's newest chapter of bananas in pyjamas. Obviously, white individuals wearing black attire, trying to be menacing and scary, but really they're just adding to the problem now. Because they're pitting themselves against people that are dark-skinned that want the same as them. And that's a happy, safe Australia. And that's all I'm here preaching about. But this sign offends me. And I can guarantee you not one of these people would step to me on the street. I'm probably just as true blue as all these kids. Someone, make it make sense. Because you fucking won't. They are now part of the problem. And that's my take from the controversial coach. And if you don't like it, off. Check it out.
Have you guys heard what's happening in Melbourne? Like this situation here? Crazy. But it does remind me of something that happened to me when I was in high school. So this story is set in 2017 when I was in year 11. Now at that time, it was the year 12's last day of school. So essentially, all the students went to the gym and they were doing their celebration walk where they're coming in their costumes. All the year 12's are walking past in all their costumes and it was all fun. Everyone was having fun. It all looked good. Then they all finished and one of the teachers, went on the podium and she started giving a speech. The whole school was quiet. Mind you, there's like over 1,000 kids cramped in this tiny ass gym. So while she's giving her speech, all of a sudden you hear this huge bang of someone opening the door behind. So the whole school turns around and they see a student who's wearing the KK outfit, the whole thing with the headpiece and the robes and everything, and they also have a long staff, and at the end it has the swastika. I was shocked. Okay, I turned around and I'm like, ain't no way a student just did this. He's probably gonna get jumped. He's probably gonna get jumped by another black student. No, that didn't happen. In fact, the teacher that was giving a speech was like, excuse me, can you just sit down? Like, just take a seat. I'm standing there thinking, this person just came in a cake outfit and a swastika. What do you mean just take a seat? Why is he even being let into this hole? You would think that's the worst thing that can happen. But no, it gets worse. All of a sudden you hear someone clapping. You hear another person clapping. Then you start hearing cheering from more and more people. Within a few seconds, the whole school was standing up cheering for this guy. What? All 1,300 students are stood up cheering for him. What do you think is going through my head, guys? What do you think is going through my head? I'll tell you. In my head, I was like, okay, so I've just realized that the whole school are white supremacists, and I'm about to get dragged out right now out of this hole and lynched. Why else would they be cheering for a guy who's wearing a KKK outfit and holding the staff with a swastika? I think that was the first time in my life where I felt genuine fear in the moment because I was going to get beat the hell up. They were probably like, oh my god, yes, we finally outed ourselves as white supremacists, so let's round these black people up and beat them up. That student walks out. He just leaves. I'm still there freaking out. I'm like, what's going on? Why was everybody cheering? They just stopped cheering. Am I still going to get my ass beat? Or like what? The assembly finishes and, students start dispersing. And while I was walking past all these groups of people, I can overhear what they're saying. And almost all of them were like, I didn't even know what that guy was dressed up, but I was clapping because everybody else was. Then I clocked it. They weren't white supremacists. They were just dumb. They didn't even know what he was dressed up as. Now, that obviously doesn't excuse what they did, but most of the people are just idiots, and they don't really know what they're doing. And I was just clapping because everybody else was. So, like, this Kookaburra clan that's happening in Melbourne, I'm not surprised.
So this happened over the weekend. If you're wondering why you have not seen it yet, it's because it was not on the news. No Australian media outlet has talked about this. This happened at Northland shopping centre in Victoria, where a group of white supremacists dressed up, all covered up, put up a sign saying bad N-words and not machetes. This is absolutely disgusting that it's happening in 2025, where incredibly racist and disgusting things can be said, not be held accountable. Shows you that Australian media does not see this as important enough to talk about, even though it very much is. For so long, Australian media has vilified black and brown people and communities. The fact that they refuse to even talk about this, there were no police on the scene, there were no journalists, nothing. It speaks volumes. And if the roles were reversed, there would be so much talk on the media about this. There'll be arrests, there'll be police presence, there'll be so much journalist articles, but there's nothing because it's black and brown people that are the victims. This is not a first occurrence of more racism coming up in Australia. It's becoming more prevalent, especially with Trump being in America, but it shows you the stance of where Western media is and where it's possibly heading.
I don't know if this is racist, but it don't feel.
We've come to the scene of the crime. Because guys, I need to validate if this happened or not, and there's only one way to find out, guys. Go to the scene of the crime itself.
Spoken to Centre Security, and I can confirm it did happen at approximately 3 o'clock last night. The gang of the Kookaburra clan did attend the Northland shopping centre. You almost can still smell the Carlton drafted cigarettes. I mean, they were here just moments ago. Security was deployed, police, and they all dispersed. And so that's basically why there's a security deployment here at Northland shopping centre today. So yeah, just wanted to clarify to everyone, it's not AI, it did happen. The Kookaburra clan is out, guys. Everyone stay alert, guys.
This is fucking disgusting. Judging, shaming, suppressing, hurting, abusing humans for the color of their skin, their cultural beliefs, or whatever it is that you don't agree with is fucking disappointing. It's 2025. We have enough awareness and enough resources that we know we're humans. These are human beings. They were babies. So were you. What makes you better than someone else because of the color of your skin? I'm not sure what the solution is to this. I'd say lock these people up for actively going out there, bringing people down and hurting others for the color of their fucking skin. Be better.
We need to abolish multiculturalism, bring back assimilation, and re-emphasize the Anglo-Celtic heritage of our country.
There is a growing amount of white men jumping on the internet acting like they're currently being oppressed. If we listen carefully, they're not calling for an end to multiculturalism, but in fact, everything that is not white. It's crazy to say that we need to end multiculturalism in this country when the foundation of Australia was built off the back of the multicultural cultures that makes up 65,000 years of culture that has existed on this land for thousands of years. Before this land was decimated and indigenous people were forced into assimilation that destroyed their culture, language, and also their people. Because what they're calling for is not unity, but the erasure of this country's foundation, its culture, its indigenous people, migration of what actually led to Australia to what it is right now. The aspect of multiculturalism does not divide a country. Racism and white supremacy does. In fact, Australia and its history has always been multicultural, long before the boats, long before the colonizers, and long before the system that was created to make everyone that was not white not feel welcome in their own home and land. Because multiculturalism has never been a threat to Western society, white supremacy is.
I take my child to the playground and every single other child at the playground is speaking a foreign language to their parent. My child is the only child at the playground that's speaking English. And I'm surrounded by people that are being told, oh, this is a great multicultural diversity, and it just means less white people, less white culture, and ultimately, we're going to turn into global South Africa.
First of all, this man is originally from South Africa, a country that has over 11 national languages, some of the most diverse cultural landscape in the world. And you would think that he would know about multiculturalism, but meanwhile spewing white supremacist ideologies and hatred whilst weaponizing concern, as he states protecting whiteness, to push his hatred. Children at a playground speaking their native language has nothing to do with whiteness. It's about preserving their identity, their cultural heritage, and their community. If English people can do it, why can't other cultures? Comparing about why there's such a decline of less white language being spoken is not concern, it's racism. It's this idea of resisting diversity and that some of you benefit from. Will stop at nothing to demonize it because you are racist.
This video is strictly for educational and informational purposes only, because I feel like we all have a right to thrive with each other. If people can tolerate you, I think the reciprocal of what you have to do is tolerating them as well. Multiculturalism is not a problem, especially if I am not forcing my culture on anybody. And clearly, Black people and people that come from the other sides of the world, they don't be trying to force you to adapt or assimilate to what they are doing. However, what happens is we deal with people that cowards, because they have forced the world to assimilate to their culture, right? They think that even other people, what be going on in their mindset is to force them or to revenge back. And that's not the mindset. And you know, it is very interesting that of all the demographic, it's not the Asians, it's not the other people, right? But it is they are very specific with the kind of people they don't like in their society. And of course, I know the self-hating Black African people would be like, oh, don't you think that there would be a reason why they have a specific population of people that they don't want in their society? Ma'am or sir, don't you think we have every reason over here on the continent to kick each and every one of them out? Don't you think we do? Right? Why are we too nice? We are humans. And we've grown to know that, okay, we can live with other people and extend grace and love and kindness. And that's what we do. But we do it for the same people that are not willing to extend the same kind of grace. So that's why Black people come out and speak about these issues. And it's very, very interesting because people that suck to the same narratives like Candace and many, many more other people, like they have a way. They really always find a way of regurgitating palm-colored supremacist ideas. And you know very well this person would not even take a guess or a second to get rid of you if you are in their country, right? Because the thing is, if we have groups like that that are saying we need to ban the N-word people, right? If you were in that country, sweetheart, you are not an exclusive. You are included too. And the fact that this is not gaining media attention and literally like teaching and holding these people accountable, get them, like, authorities get them. Because if you don't get them, that means you are an accomplice in this. You want the same thing. There's a difference between the freedom of speech and the difference between someone that wants to show you that they are supreme and they are untouchable, because Black people would not be allowed to do this without facing any consequences. I think the reason as to why we talk about such things is to throw light that there is inconsistency, there's double standard. That racism is left to slide, and it is not okay. In a realistic world where justice has to be served, it is not okay for these groups to be left alone. You see, this has been happening in the US of A as well. Yeah, groups have been rallying. Groups have been going to Black establishments. Groups have been like boldly saying things on the internet, and they are literally fundraising millions of money. The same people that believe the same things that they believe, they are fundraising millions of money. Which means this is an ideology that is live and living. And guess what? This is not just an ideology, my people. This is something, these are human beings that our people have to live with every day, which means you have to live your life. You literally have to be worried about it, because you don't know the person that is next to you and what they think about you. And our people have been lost, lives are gone. Yeah, there's quite a number of things, right? So it is very interesting. And like I told you guys, Australia is one of the countries that is the worst when it comes to this. But you know, America is just very good at throwing lights and putting the mess out there and the shame and everything, and people see it and they think, oh, America is the worst. America is not the worst. Meanwhile, we are talking about ex-convicts. Ex-convicts, prisoners that escaped out of the UK and came to Australia and hunted Aboriginals like as for fun. Those are the people that we are talking about that do not like multiculturalism, that want the N-word people to get away. We are talking about people that still never saw melanated people as humans, and they still believe they are not humans. Yeah. Meanwhile, they have the Neanderthal DNA. Yes. Isn't that interesting? The Neanderthal DNA, which is actually believed not to be of humans, because humans are supposed to be the Homo sapiens, and the pure Homo sapiens are the melanated people. If you want to suck and regurgitate into the palm-colored supremacist ideologies and all of that and feed it into the public because you want them to come and support you, right? Yes, and you know, like, you just want that to be happening, right? It is very, very okay. But also agree to the fact, these are science facts, okay? But guess what? We do not live with them considering them as if they are not animals. In fact, the way we treat them with kindness because we are humans. That's what humans are supposed to be doing. Meanwhile, we are dealing with humans that would rather treat an animal better than a human. Meanwhile, we have people that would be like, oh my God, that is too bad. A dog is, you know what? No, that's too bad, right? A dog is gone. But they would literally, yeah, a black person, and they would not shake. Yeah. So that's why I told you, when you're believing these lies and the racism they are spewing on the internet, don't forget that they never see you as anything as well. Okay? So this needs to be condemned. This needs to be condemned, okay? Because I feel like, what did the melanated people do so bad for you to even be saying and spewing? Now, not all palm-colored people believe or do these things to black people. No, we have good palm-colored people. That's why I say this is for educational purposes only. That is the difference between me and a number of people that suck to white supremacy, that the only thing they care for is anybody that puts black people down. And I'm never ever gonna be that person. No, I'm never gonna be that person, because I know that we are not perfect. Definitely, we have bad beans in all races, definitely, right? But anybody that targets my people, because you see, even the content that I create on here is not to put black palm-colored people down. Every now and then when you go in my videos, you realize that I'm like, we have good white people. You realize I say that. Why do I say that? Because I know it is the truth. I know. But the amount of hate that these people carry in their hearts for our people and the love they have for supremacist leaders is unhealthy. The world is one global village right now. We have a lot of them over here on the continent. So what should we do? Should we get rid of them? That's not our mindset. But they don't want our people there, even when our people, all they're doing is just working and they're not forcing their cultures. But when they came here, hey, you hear me speaking this language. Nandi badde njogera Luganda obudde buno. And when I speak that language that I just spoke right there, you didn't pick a thing. You didn't. But because they wanted us to be like them. But now, all of a sudden, assimilation is bad because, hey, let me know what you think in the comment section. I hope this is left to go out there. We are all humans, and there's no need for hate to be spreading by a certain group, or just, there's no need for that, right? I feel like we have to tolerate and live with each other in harmony if there's no one that is trying to endanger anybody, right? The world was created by God for all of us to exist, and this is a garden. God put us here to take care of it. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, and I'll see you in another amazing video. I think from me for today, that's it. Until then, my name is Gracie, and I love all of you. Bye-bye.